Alright, YouTube. I have a video here I want you guys to watch. Because these are these so-called spiritual gurus like this dude here. And I'm gonna try to let you see the whole video as much as possible of this dude here. And I'm gonna get in a picture about right here. And I'm gonna tell you that dudes like this, you do not want to listen to, and I'm gonna explain why. I like to do these videos because there's so many people in this world with so much bullshit that they feed you that hardly none of them will give you the hardcore truth. Okay, and this is what I'm here to do. I'm here to expose their bullshit. People like this is their bullshit. Okay, so let's listen to the video. I'm gonna stop it. And then I'm going to let it play. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to critique it. I'm going to tell you what I feel is wrong with the fucking video. What I feel is wrong with what he's saying. And then we'll let it roll.
I hope you're great. I did a thought exercise today that I found fascinating and really helpful. And I hope you're going to find.
Okay, so he did a thought exercise today. Now, he did a thought exercise today. And now he's willing to let it out so people can apply it to their lives. One thought exercise just today. And now he has 5 advices for you before he dies. If he was on his deathbed, there's 5 things he would tell you to do. But let's pay attention.
Valuable and interesting as well. And I asked myself a theoretical question. I asked myself if I could give someone 5 pieces of advice before I die. Let's say I was on my deathbed. What would those 5 pieces of advice be? And I took this question and this intellectual challenge very seriously. I might come up with many other pieces of advice, but here are the 5 pieces of advice that came to me that I offered to you.
An intellectual challenge, he says. You know, there's different levels of what you will call intellect. So who is he to offer an intellectual challenge? We don't know what level he's on. Let's continue.
To you humbly and in the spirit of service. And I've distilled the 5 pieces of advice that I would offer to someone on my deathbed for a life soaringly, beautifully, creatively, productively, majestically, bravely lived in 5 words. First word would be trust.
Okay. So the first word he brings up is trust. Now let's see where he goes with this. You can't trust anyone. You can trust people to an extent. But honestly, I don't trust anyone. I don't even trust myself. And there's reasons for that. I'll explain my reasons, but let's see what he has to say.
Trust your opinion versus listening to the chattering voices of other people.
Trust your opinion. How many times are we going to tell ourselves a lie? Who's the one person that we lie to the most? Ourselves. So how the fuck can anyone trust themselves over other people? I understand it. I understand that no one is perfect. No one, not even yourself. But he wants you to trust yourself. You know, that's what's really sad, because he doesn't realize the magnitude of how far someone has to go to truly discover themselves. People discover themselves through hard times, through hardships, through difficulty. Somehow, he doesn't get this. But let's see what else he has to say.
And take the stones critics throw at you and build them into monuments of possibility that stand testimony to the power of your humanity. Trust, number 1.
Humanity. Did he not know what humanity did in the 20th century alone? Does he not know that humanity has killed more people in the 20th century than the previous 19 centuries? And the weapons of mass destruction are just getting bigger and more so. But he wants to bring humanity into this. What a pathetic attempt at trying to make you feel better about letting us know that you're some kind of spiritual guru or some kind of psychologist or someone who knows and wants to give advice. Keep your fucking advice to yourself.
It's the first word. Trust your opinion. Trust your instincts. Trust the moves you want to make.
Trust your instincts. Your opinions, your emotions, and your personal feelings have nothing to do with trust and truth. Your opinions, your emotions, and your personal feelings and your instincts have nothing to do with a standard of truth. Instincts is reflex genetically sometimes. And you can't even trust that.
Trust your values, even if you're an army of one alone.
There you go. Values. You see how he clutters all that up? And I don't know how many times I say this on my video. Subjective moral values is simply your opinions, your emotions, and your personal feelings. How many times do I say that? How many times do I say that values and principles, standards, they're on different levels of truth. Your opinions, your emotions, not even on a level of truth. Can't be trusted.
Trust your higher power.
There we go. Your higher power. The God of your own mind.
Trust that you can get through difficult times.
You don't have to trust that. You know that we get through difficult times. That's a given. That's a given. If you're just a strong-minded individual, you will get past hard times. God willing. See, this is one thing he doesn't do. He doesn't give glory to God. He doesn't say God in this video. Not that I know of. And I've watched it maybe 75% of the way. Got pissed at it. Let's continue.
Trust that you can scale your personal Mount Everest, even if no one believes in you. Trust, trust, trust.
God is the only one that believes in all of us.
Trust that you can find solutions to your problems. Trust that you can do mighty things. Trust. Second word to represent the second piece of advice I'd give on my deathbed would be, after trust, it would be grow. There's such power in personal improvement. I saw a comment section of an online newspaper and someone was mocking the idea of self-improvement, but Michelangelo's David in Florence.
You know, a lot of people would self-improve at the expense of others. A lot of people will sacrifice others for their self-improvement. Many times self-improvement is nothing more or is a guise for selfishness.
Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, Jonas Salk's Vaccine, the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, Da Vinci's Mona Lisa, the Taj Mahal. Those were all examples of self-improvement.
And most of those were created and built by people with spirituality. Those were built by people who believed in a higher power, who believed in a God. But yet, he still refuses to acknowledge that there is an Almighty.
Our civilization has got to where it's at right now through the progress of people who improve themselves by reaching deep within themselves and saying, I am more than I currently am, and I have a vision, and I will materialize it when it's easy, when it's hard, when it's dark, when there's sunshine.
What did Jesus say? If you believe, you will do greater things than I. You'll be able to move mountains if you believe.
Shine when I'm doubtful, when I'm confident. So the second word, representing the second piece of advice I'd give if I was dying, let's say, would be grow. Use each day as a platform to build your knowledge base so you can deliver.
You know what's funny is he doesn't mention maturity in this process of growing. He doesn't mention the teaching of maturity. I don't want to get into it with you, but I guess I should. I don't know. Some of y'all don't know how that shit works. Look, growing, part of maturity, part of being spiritual, part of reaching that last endeavor, that utopia, the oneness with the world and God and all, is part of maturity. When you're a toddler, when you're a baby, all you care about is eating and sleeping and shitting. When you become a toddler, you still same thing, but you become interested in toys. When you're a teenager, you become interested in school and your family and maybe a girlfriend or a boyfriend. When you're an adult, a young adult, you become interested in a car, in your family, in a girlfriend, in a wife. When you become an adult, you graduate college, you want a wife, a house, a car. You care about more and more. You want more and more. Till finally you take a step back and you're this grown-ass grandparent and you care more about the world and the people in it. Step back more, you care about the universe. Step back more, you care about, finally, what's more important, which is God. His idea of grow is not the practical and the right idea of what grow means.
Deliver more value. Use each day to grow in your self-awareness. Use each day to grow your muscles and your physicality. Use each day to read and pray and meditate and journal so you grow into and glorify your greatness. Third,
glorify your greatness. That's right. Go out there and glorify yourself. See what the fuck happens to you. Because anytime you cannot sit there and acknowledge that there is a God and you sit there and you glorify yourself, which you are no standard, you're leading yourself into a dead fucking end. It cannot be you. The answer is not you. The world does not revolve around you. This is what this assholes like this teach. I could go through all these fucking videos that this what is it, self-motivating fucking guru is teaching and show you every fucking flaw that he could ever tell anyone on YouTube. But y'all don't want to hear the truth. Y'all can't hear the truth. Y'all can't hear it because y'all don't understand the words of God. You don't want to understand the words of God and what he says. Many of you don't care. The only thing you know is good and bad. And many of y'all don't know about right and wrong. But let's listen to the dude who says glorify yourself.
the word would be protect, representing the third piece of advice I'd give if I was dying, or let's say on my deathbed. And protect simply means you work hard to get the fruits of your labor, protect them, don't blow them, don't squander them. I've worked with, as the mentor of so many of the world's...
You see, this is the thing he's doing here. Now he's going into the indoctrination of, or the doctrine of prosperity. I mean, he's been doing it with growth and abundance and all, those are the key words. Growth, abundance, power, right? These are things that the mind, the human wants. Desires without love, desires without meaning. You will be forever seeking this shit because it is no absolute to it. But let's listen.
Most successful people, and many of these people, or some of these people, what they do is they get to the mountaintop and they fall into the fatal flaw of thinking that the success will last forever. And a few seasons later it doesn't, and they're empty. Protect the things you've earned, protect your family, protect yourself. Protect your vision, but that's third word is really protect. Protect what you've built and grow it. Fourth word would be invent.
So, you worked all this time into getting, let's say hyperbolic. You took all this time and you grew your spirituality, your muscles, your physical, your mental, right? Mind, body, and spirit. You took all this time to protect it. I mean, to gain it, to have it. Muscles, strength, smarts, mental, and spiritual. What if one day you just become old? How the fuck do you protect that? Because the body will wilt. The body will die. You do know that we all die. How the fuck do you protect that? Answer that. Now let's go into the literal. Let's get lit with it. What if you gained a house, a mansion, and some nice cars? How do you protect that? Is that your ultimate goal? Is that what you should protect? Is that who you are? Or is who you are right here and right here, heart and soul and mind? How do you protect that? And the only way to protect that is through God. It's through God. That's it. Your rewards lie in heaven, not here on earth. The shit that's given to us is temporary. It is not permanent. So what the fuck are you talking about protected? You know, I could go on and on and on about this bullshit and this dude here, but I just want you guys to see what's really up.
To me, it's a beautiful word. The fourth piece of advice I would give if I was dying would be invent. Leave the safe harbor of the known, because it's the most dangerous place to be. Hug your monsters, embrace your dragons. You will realize you have been limiting your life based on a series of illusions that were taught to you.
That there is somewhat true. Fight your dragons, fight your monsters. Put yourself in a place of discomfort. This is actually where you grow. But it is not the definitive answer as to how you continue to grow. And just because you went through some trauma or some shit that helped you grow doesn't mean that if you do it again, you will grow some more. Potentially, it can help you grow some more, but it's stupid to repeat the same fucking thing that'll take 2 or 3 years off of your life. What he said here is somewhat true, but let's listen on. Show you some more bullshit.
You and programmed into you, and that were brainwashed and heart-washed against your genius. Invent. Go blue ocean versus stay in the safe harbor of the known. Ask yourself, what product, service, magic?
See, and this also plays into the mindset of greed, where you can't help yourself but want more. You're not happy nor content. You got to have more. You got to have that adrenaline rush, or you got to have, some people are built different. Some people have this tick in their mind that talks to them and says, hey, you got to get up off your ass. Some people just have it. Some people don't. I understand it. I stop myself from doing shit like that, because I know that if I continue to be that person, I am not going to be a well-rounded individual. I'm going to be a one-way crackhead, or a one-way joke, or a one-way person that's going insane, or a one-way person that everyone else thinks is going insane. You can't follow bullshit like this. Everyone has a path, and not everyone should take the same path as the one. At some point, you have to find content. You see, some people continue to search for that happiness, and some people will tell themselves, I will never be happy. And those are the type of people who will always, forever, have a need for want. You'll never satisfy people like that. People will never be content at where they are in life. They gotta have it. It's like a drug. No different than a drug. Let's continue.
Answers to your biggest questions, tear it all down. Reinvent yourself. Move to a new country. Start reading new books. Try a new business. Become a new person. Invent is what I would say. Never stop improving. That acronym I've been teaching, NSI, never stop improving. Maintain that way.
To invent yourself is to discover yourself. And many times, when you try to create, invent, or discover something, you cannot do it without a revelation from God. Understand that. They say he gives no credit to God at all. Scientists on the brink of discovery, it's not some kind of formula or some mathematical equation or some kind of chemistry going on in the lab that makes them or that pushes them towards finding or creating or inventing something new. It's what's called the aha moment. The aha moment is only given to these people when God ordains it. It is a revelation from God. It comes from the unknown. 99.999% of the time, when these scientists are trying to figure something out, it's not because of math or formula or an equation. It's because God has given it to them from within their souls. Most colleges were Christian-based colleges. Most Ivy League schools were Christian-based schools in the beginning. .9% of the fields in science was created by creationists or someone who believed in a higher being. This dude doesn't want to give it up to the creator.
Belt mentality. The thing about a master is she never thinks she's a master. She always operates like a beginner. Finally, the fifth.
Bullshit. The thing about a master, what he said here is the thing about a master is they never operate like a master. They operate like a beginner. That's bullshit. Masters operate like masters, but have the mindset and know to keep the mindset of a beginner to learn. Now, if you think you're a master or something, do you think you're gonna fucking operate like a fucking beginner? If you're a master of jiu-jitsu and you go into the ring right now, you're gonna operate like a fucking beginner? You get your ass whipped. See, this is stupidity with stupid shit like this.
Word I would offer to you with great love, respect, and faith in your brilliance. Serve. Serve. It's the formula for happiness.
Let's see who he says serve.
Find a cause that's larger than yourself and donate the remainder of your life to it. Serve. Meet someone on the street, try to leave them better than you found them. Serve in your business life. Be a servant leader, servant hero. Ask yourself, how can I deliver magic and value to them? Serve your family. If you have children, grow your children, develop your children, inspire your children. Your significant other, help that person become the...
You can't help anyone unless you serve God first. You can't help yourself unless you serve God first. You can't love yourself unless you love God first. There is no love without God.
Person that they're meant to be. Serve the world in your own unique way. That would be my advice to you if I were dying. If you'd like me to mentor you over the next 30 days to create a single great...
This is where you got to pay for his shit. Jesus said, go out into the world and preach the good news. And if they close the door on you, walk away. He didn't say give a price. He didn't say charge a price. He said you have been given the word freely, therefore you go out there and you give the word freely. But see, like motherfuckers like this, they take the words of Jesus, twist it a little, then try to serve it up to you. on a silver platter. But there's a cost to that. Watch out for these snake oil peddlers like this. It's your boy Original Dog Man. Hope I taught y'all something with this quack. Peace out.